So this blog is going to give you an example and hopefully help you give some helpful tips on leaving Facebook. And primarily because of marriage, so many people have left their marriages over Facebook. So I'm going to give you some information that might help you in making the decision to leave Facebook instead of leaving your marriage or leaving your relationship. Stay tuned for that more after this. If you're one of those people who have come to the conclusion that the only way to make change is to take the steps and change your life, some people can admit that there was an addictive connection to Facebook. In fact, I went on to MeWe and found several articles that there was an intentional additive or addiction to Facebook. And we're taking the right steps today. Taking intellectual property was a big deal, by the way. But a lot of people are leaving Facebook and social media and that sedentary lifestyle, walking, spending time with your family. This is very true. There's statistically, well, let's just say statistically, leaving Facebook is a spiritual connection. You can still reconnect with friends and other people at other social sites. So you know that part of it is not that difficult. It takes time to build back that momentum. It was really hard at first to take off all my intellectual property and change sites and gradually make these changes. Today I call it moving day because it's Veterans Day and I'm a veteran, and I feel like that's the right thing to do, is do it on Veterans Day, is to make that move so that I don't feel obligated or for whatever reasons go back on Facebook. I still want to stay connected with friends, so I know I'm going to be making these changes tonight. Same with YouTube, same with all the other stuff. When people start stealing your intellectual property or using your intellectual property to make a profit, that's when things change for me. I don't make a dime. I have never monetized my site. I tried to at first, but it just didn't work for me. Now, if I do that in the future, I got to look into the FCC rules and what you can and can't do, because I have been in the broadcasting business before. Let me talk about Fox News for a moment. I dated somebody from Fox News, so it was really easy to leave Fox News. It was such a difficult relationship. He was not a very loving person. And now that I have somebody in my life that is loving and caring and says I love you, it's a lot easier to say this, but it was personal for me. So leaving Fox News and unsubscribing wasn't really just about what you saw on election night. Okay, so that you know where I'm coming from. As a personally, it was vindication for me. And I needed that. But personally, that I'm just speaking from my personal experience. I'm a blogger. I didn't really think of myself as a blogger at first, but I've become a blogger. And I started noticing how unhappy people are because of Facebook. And I started studying about the social experiment. And I started doing some homework on it. And statistically, after talking to attorneys and all these people, it's very clear that Facebook is one of the reasons that people's marriages and relationships fail. Now, how is that possible? So instead of leaving your marriage, leave Facebook. You know, that's really what the blog is about. So I said that to say this, that some people are in marriage crises or relationship crises, and that's why they have counseling, and you don't want to have to do that on Facebook or social media. The conventional counseling works just fine. There's really no other way to use this platform than to say this, that there's enough evidence to prove that Facebook has hurt more people than helped, okay? And that's why leaving Facebook instead of leaving your relationships is a lot easier than getting hurt in the long run. Believe me, things have a way of working out. Thank you for listening to this blog. The Court of Public Opinion is a part of the Amateur Radio Network.